How do you build a home that's big enough for growth but small enough not to be overwhelming for a sim who's starting life on her own? Well, sit back and let me show you. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. You're watching Just a Mom That Sims. I'm KT, and I'm here today for another Sims 4 Speed Build. This is for a new season of 90 Day Fiancé Sims 4 Edition story. So if you like to have fun and you like a good story, please consider liking, subscribing, following, commenting. Just do all the things. Normally, I wouldn't put a build out this early for a season that's not ready to start, but you know Anya because I played a sim called The Lease, and she ended up married to a man named Steve. She was an elder, and when you met her, she was dating a younger man. Well, anyway, I then played her live several times after her season ended, so you know Anya, and you know her family and her story. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this build, even though I feel like we are probably weeks out from her story beginning. But y'all know I have to prep. So I am building this house for Anya. At this point in time, she has had a time jump because I play her off camera. I have wanted her to get a degree. And in the last live, you all said that she should be an attorney. So that is exactly what we're doing. Now, I haven't gotten her started in the job yet, but we will do that. So I'm building this house on a platform. I am approximately 2 layers off the ground, if that's a thing, but it's hard to tell because to build those platforms, you have to use the pull-up bar versus the click up arrow, and I have a short for that, and I will attach it at the end of this video to show you what the difference is. But I'm kind of doing something different. I got cats and dogs because I wanted to have Brindleton Bay because I think the world is beautiful. So this is the first house that I'm actually building myself in Brindleton Bay. Now on the outside, I did use some grow together swatches, and I think the top is Adventure Awaits. But on the inside, I am using all base game and kits. Now I don't have all the kits, but I did count, and I have 12. I did buy 3 new kits, and I want to thank my Patreon members and my YouTube members and anybody who's given a super chat because I went and bought 3 kits with those funds, and I did get the Everyday Clutter kit. I also got the kids clothing kit, and I bought one other kit. It'll come to me later and I'll name it then, guys. But anyway, I got those, and so it gave me the idea that, hey, you have 12 kits now, and I think that you should furnish the inside using only the kits and the base game. So that's exactly what I did. Now, you can see that I did something different with the roof, and I've got the 3-tier roof on the front, and I've got a roof going the other way. I did loosely base this off of a plan on houseplans.com. You all know that's my website that I go to, and sometimes I'll use the internal layout but not the external, and in this case I use the external layout almost to a T, other than having a back patio, which I don't have. But on the inside I did modify some things, but this is definitely a 3-bedroom 2-bathroom build, and I did lay out the inside, and I always come decorate the outside. Now, I had a really hard time finding windows that could fit and even look close to what it had in the picture, but I can tell you now that the side windows are nothing alike like the pictures. So anyway, but I got it laid out. Now there is an automatic window placement tool that you can use in the game too. I think I have a short about that too, so I'll just attach those 2 shorts at the end. Now in the back on the left hand side is the master bedroom, and that section in the center is the bathroom. But I'm realizing pretty quickly that I'm probably gonna have to cut it down, because by the time I put a double bed in there, needing room to walk around it is gonna be a problem. So I think I'm gonna have one of my infamous 3.5 tile bathrooms in that space. Now on the porch, I am putting out some columns, and I really struggle with the columns because I think I was going for base game, and the ones I really liked were Life and Death. I didn't realize my filter had come off, but I think this will work. And I even use I think it's called, are those called eaves, but the little things that hang down from the top of the porch. And I almost never use those, but I just want to show y'all that even though I don't use some stuff, I do know how to use it. So you can see that little detail hanging out the front of the porch, and that allows me to have two columns. And I'm going to put the stairs in, and I'm actually going to put a railing because I think it really does it. Now, something I'm going to do that I normally wait to the very end is I'm going to go ahead and throw out just a tiny bit of landscaping. If you are new here, then you know I do not like landscaping, but I do a little bit of it because I mean, it looks weird without it sometimes. So I'm going to use these bushes. They were from an event actually, I think, but I think that they light up at night, and I'm going to put this little flowers under the window because I think it's a cute addition to this little house. And I'm also putting some sunflowers around the front too. And I was trying to figure out because I wanted a walkway, but nothing in my terrain tool, which, if you know me, that's like my favorite thing to use to spray paint on the color. It saves money and keeps your value lower. But y'all, nothing really fits. So I actually thought I was filming the wallpapering part, but it's probably good that I didn't because I just went back and forth a lot. And the only other thing you missed is me filming building the kitchen. So we're just gonna roll with it. Now, oh, the other kit that I got, it was the basement stuff or clutter kit. It was a basement kit. And that's where this couch comes from. That's what triggered my memory. So anyway, this couch, it kind of slouches and leans, but guess what, guys? I really like it and it fits my story. So Anya is still a young adult, but she was raised by her grandmother Elise, and I'm going to call him her grandfather Steve because this was Elise's late life husband. But before they got married, they were really good friends, and they hooked up after she was dating a younger man who we found out was a polygamist. He had a actual compound with glass walls. That build is on the gallery too. My gallery ID is at just a mom that Sims. Now, going back to the story, Anya's mother Valerie is still alive. Now, Valerie just is one of those women who was not meant to be a mother. Like, she should have never been a mother because she just didn't raise her. I think she cared about her, but Valerie cared about herself numero uno. So she would do things like Anya would go to school. She wouldn't have proper winter clothes on. You know, she would be cold. She would have to figure out her own food, that kind of thing. You know, this is what I meant about the bed not fitting well. So you see me cutting the bathroom in half and going on and shifting it because I just wanted it to be kind of in the center of the room. It seems like a weird use of space, but I like it. I'm going to go with it, and you'll see what I do with the decorations there. Anyway, back to the story. Anya's mom just couldn't do it, and Elise would step in when she could, but it was really hard because they lived in Newcrest, and that was kind of far away. Wait, it wasn't Newcrest. That's the Windenburg. They lived in Windenburg. So it was kind of far away, so she could really only intervene when she knew. She would try to send her clothes and stuff like that. So eventually, she talked to Valerie and was like, hey, I want Anya to move in with me. Now, Elise was scared because I'm an older woman and I'm taking in this young child because Anya was still pretty young at this time. But she talked to Steve and they were getting married, and Steve encouraged this, like, we need to get her, because he knew all her family, even her mom Valerie. Steve was friends with her too, so you know, he knew them. So he just said we need to get her because she needs us. Even the baby was doing bad in school, guys. I mean, she was a D and on her height a C student. So they brought her in, and let's say she was about 8 years old, and it was an adjustment because she had to get used to being parented regularly. Anya was raising herself, and this is a reality for a lot of kids in the real life. You know, real life lessons in the Sims 4. Anyway, it took them the whole time, guys, of being with her all the way to her teenage years. Like, she was ready to graduate in her senior year of high school before she was able to get her grades up to A student. She actually made it to B by her junior year, and they were so proud of her. Now, I put this old desk. It is base game, and it's a heavy desk right there in it's a bedroom, but we're going to use it as an office until we need it. We may never need it as a bedroom, but we put that desk, and you're like, why does she have this big clunky desk? Again, she was raised by grandparents. That was Steve's old desk, and so a lot of things she actually took with her from their home. Now, we are decorating the bathroom, and again, this is predominantly the sleek bathroom kit, and the little flower thing going around the walls is base game. So I'm putting it up, and I know that I'm going to come back and put some shelves and towels and different stuff on the shelf and have those leaf garnishments. They're not a garnishment, but decorations surrounding them. Also, guys, I do not edit my voiceovers when I do speed builds, cast creations, or renovations. So yeah, please bear with me, my ums, my ahs, my stumbling and bumbling, and my slow United States drawl. So anyway, guys, you see me putting a plan up here, and I'm kind of going through the clutter and stuff to see what else should go here. And I always like to put the toothbrush holders and the little soap dish dispensers in the bathroom too. You can see me cluttering up the fireplace, and I actually put the cookie jar from the kitchen clutter kit because I feel like you can be in the living room, just grab a cookie out the jar. It is functional. Y'all know I've been amazed by that ever since I found out, and it's been months ago. So anyway, we are putting the chair to the desk was actually from the new Brazen Lotus Garden to Table kit. And I'll also make up kit names, guys, and I apologize in advance. This is the 3-tile bathroom. We're using the shower from the sleek bathroom kit. So it's one of the only ones, that fit, unless that's in a kit, because you have one in Love Struck and Malcolm Arabi, which is the Snowy Escape too, but we can't use those in the inside of the house. So anyway, these aprons are base game, and I like to throw them up in the kitchen anytime. And I am putting a burglar alarm in because, honey, I just got Brindleton Bay. I don't know what the crime rate is here. It looks like a nice town anyway. So I'm gonna come and just throw a little bit of clutter in the kitchen. And I have the kitchen clutter kit, by the way, so that works nicely. And on the table, that is something that came from the everyday clutter kit. This rug is base game. It was with the update that came, like, it was inspired by Africa, and I put the aloe plant there too. Now that shelf thing, I'll talk about it when we get in. It looks like a ladder. That's from that clutter kit. So y'all know I like to pan around the house as we do our walkthrough. This is the side. I did put a second entrance because y'all know I do not like one way in and out of a house. So let's go in. You can see our welcome mat, and this table is from one of those, is it the sanctuary kit or the man code kit? I don't know, but it's an actual card table. So that's why I've got that table and another table behind it, because one is the dining table. So if you come in and you go left and go left again, we got this tiny narrow hallway, and this is our guest bedroom. You can see I put some stuff from the basement clutter because Anya hasn't unpacked yet completely. Anyway, she started, you can see. And then we come in here, you see Steve's old desk and a bookshelf. That's all that we have in here, and it will be additional things other than when I show in the walkthrough, because when I'm doing the walkthrough I always remember stuff. This is the bathroom, and I really like this bathroom. I didn't know about these wood panel walls, but now that we are in game, I'm like, yeah, I like it. Now that toilet does have a stone back that comes with it, but I opted to skip it. I did put robes in the bathroom too. You can see that fireplace. I really like the shape of it. It is more expensive. This is the master bedroom. So when you come in, we've got a vanity because we have that in a kit too. I did clutter the vanity up. We put a mirror in this corner, and I am going to put an extra light. This is our tiny bathroom bathroom. So you can see everything here, and we have a robe there too. Let's go out, and we're gonna go back out towards our kitchen area so you can see it a little bit better. You can see that we've got cabinets up top, but I only put two. That is the ladder I was talking about, and you can actually use it as a shelf from that garden to table kit. And you can see that bag came from the kitchen clutter kits, like a grocery bag. Let's go back in. That chair is from the basement kit too. Let's go out and do our final walk around and pan around. We do have a telescope because she needed a lot of logic to get the stuff for the degree that you need to be a lawyer. And we are gonna pan our world. Guys, I really hope that you enjoyed this build. I'm so excited to have 90 Day Fiancé coming back, even if it is some weeks away. I can't wait. And until next time, remember, keep simming, be happy, and always have a blessed day. Bye bye.